Hello and welcome to Soul Poetry Live. I'd like to thank you for spending this evening with us. Soul Poetry is a community where we believe that every soul has a story to tell. Soul Poetry is a community where we encourage and invite everyone to tell their journey and speak their truth in a safe space. We do not criticize, we encourage. We are diverse and we value everyone. I would like to share a passage of this book I just discovered. This book is awesome. And I spent my whole life just interested in the human behavior, how we do and why we do what we do. And I didn't know this book exists, and I discovered it. And when I read it, and I see so much in this book that just confirms what I thought, what I believed, what I always felt. And the book is called Please Understand Me. And the chapter is called Different Drummer. If you do not want what I want, please try not to tell me that my want is wrong. Or if my beliefs are different from yours, at least pause before you set out to correct them. Or if my emotions seem less or more intense than yours, given the same circumstances, try not to ask me not to feel the way I do. Or if I act or fail to act in the manner of your design for action, please let me be. I do not, for the moment, at least ask you to understand me. That will come only when you are willing to give up trying to change me into a copy of you. If you will allow me any of my own wants or emotions or beliefs or actions, then you open yourself to the possibility that someday these ways of mine may not seem so wrong and might finally appear as right for me. To put up with me is the first step to understanding me. Not that you embrace my ways as right for you, but that you are no longer irritated or disappointed with me for my seeming waywardness. And one day, perhaps in trying to understand me, you might come to prize my differences, and far from seeking to change me, might preserve and even cherish those differences. I may be your spouse, your parent, your child, your friend, your colleague, but whatever our relation, this I know, you and I are fundamentally different, and both of us have to march to our own drummer. The reason I think this is so timely and profound is that we're living in a day where we're constantly bumping heads, trying to convert people. And in soul poetry, we're open to accepting a diverse and open society of poets. And we don't judge, we support one another. And I'd like to thank you for being here and enjoy our show.
Hello, everybody. Brooklyn Poet. The piece I wrote called Be Cool, Be You. I don't judge. It's not me. It's not what I do. I give praise and credit to whomever it's due. Because you ain't going to like the karma when it's set up on you. Good energy and good vibes will always get you through. I got the least out of something I put the most into. And my demeanor be nothing like my senior. Stuck in the same mud, but I emerged much cleaner. Trying to survive, anxious and eager, wasn't quitting either. Made my own way, never followed the leader. I played the game as a cheater, but then introduced the karma, AKA one of life's greatest teachers.
Hi, I'm Nancy Garcia, and glad that you guys are here. I'm going to be reading to you, Looking Deeper Than Deep. Looking at yourself blinded by the walls that are invisible to you, hoping that you could overcome the blindness that's inside. It feels like there's a river that flows deep, I guess. You must take a step to reach your inner self. Is it rhythm or rhyme? Oh, maybe it's a sad song, thinking of the time. Higher above at this moment, you don't believe in anything, but you are open to receive everything. Seeking to find who you are you willing to go into the depths of your soul? As you grow and start to understand, is there really more to knowing? You decide to take a dive right into deeper than deep, finding feelings of pain. Wow, that is deep. Is there a chapter that you was unaware of, where there was no closure when you said goodbye? Apparently, the wound is still open because when you went deeper than deep, the pain was still existing and finding out that there was still a chapter lingering. Likely, we all have had some type of experience not putting closure when we say our goodbyes. We all have a story inside ready to read. There is no difference between us when it comes to pain. The dialogue is different, but the feeling is still the same. When you resurface from the bottom of the sea, catching your breath as you have learned that sadness is history. There are wonderful gifts that has been given to us, is plain to see. When words start flowing out of your mouth and onto the pieces of paper, now things starts to unfold. So keep turning those pages and your soul will unleash more stories stored in your memories that you keep deeper than deep. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Ruben, and I'm going to perform a poem I wrote, The Title of Inequality. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Everything will be all right. I saw the homeless begging bread. I saw the child that was not fed. I saw the mother that cried at night. I saw the boxer that fought a good fight. I saw a Black man with a knee on his neck. I saw the protesters demanding respect. I saw how a virus killed for no reason. I saw how a rose only lasted a season. I know that God created us equal, and I know how our minds foreboded the sequel. I know with spiritual wings, we could fly so high, above the paradigms and beyond the sky. With every step, we shall march on, wondering where all of our hope has gone. There's a time in the season for everything, praising the Lord for the joy he brings. No justice, no peace, this too shall cease, for our seeds of sowing shall profoundly increase. As the cities and the nations intensely seethe, we shall no longer shout, I can't breathe. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Florence Leonardo representing Chicago, Illinois. My desire is that I would be known simply for my soul authentic expression. And I have found since 2017 that poetry definitely is one of those medium where I can just express my soul and articulate what's in my heart and its authenticity. So what I'm sharing with you tonight is my newest one. I was inspired through a conversation I had with a friend today. So I wrote it today. So the title of the poem is Depths of Beauty. Beauty is everywhere. The natural eyes don't always perceive it, though it looks. Searching but cannot find, for it misses the existence of the essence. Beauty is present and in the midst of what is perceived a chaotic world. Beauty is depth, and depth is in all. One may express, I desire depth, and not all is deep. I'm not resonating, nor is all resonating with me. Surely that one's individual experience is not very deep in its substance, for we experience exactly how we perceive our current reality. Another one may say, well, how do I acknowledge the reality of my current experience and limitation? And in the same breath, transcend this moment into the depths of the shore. Then I say, in beholding the divinity of beauty that is, was, and always present in the here and now, not perceived by my natural eyes, and even before my mind can comprehend that which is at hand. When you sit without expectation, that is, soul intently trusting, you can experience beauty simply being one with the one which you admire, what's in front of you, your desire, and beholding what's unfolding. Just as the more you experience pain, disappointment, fear, doubt, chaos, and what you may feel and perceive as an imbalanced current reality, it is the more that beauty is unfolding at the very side of your humanity. It's depth for you, with you, and the depths of you. For the depth of beauty is the depth of seeing you. I, Floetry. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joshua, and this is a poem that questions the status quo. It's called, Is This Normal? They always say, you have to go along with what's normal. Follow the crowd and toe the line. Ask no questions, don't second guess. Be happy with a notion that really makes no sense. Do it like everyone else does. Me is we. There must be no deviation. This is the way. But I ain't no Mandalorian. No way is that my way. There is no the way. No how. It's not my norm to conform. Who's judging what's right or wrong? I don't remember voting for them in the election. But somehow, somewhere, someone is going to lecture me about what I can read, write, watch, look, or laugh at. It's not normal that in a free country, there's people who think they're free to cancel you. But it's true. Better be careful. They'll cancel you too. You're not a comedian, but you're an expert on what's funny. You can't write a joke, but you'll tell me I ain't woke. You're not a singer, but my lyrics are too lascivious. You're not a poet, but you're going to say my metaphor is too raw. And if I don't lemming off a cliff with you, then cancel culture is going to try and cancel me, making me comb through social media to delete what I tweet. Oh crap, what I put on Snap. Hope they don't look at my Facebook. I better scram off the gram. because cancel culture will swoop in like a vulture, feeding off the carry-on of my career. All because I dared to laugh. What if I dared to eat a peach? Social justice warriors can't block my man Proofrock. There's something really wrong when the biggest industry in the US is the manufacturing of outrage. Ford doesn't even crank out Crown Vics as quick as the PC police are making me sick. We, the people of the United States of Amnesia, must have forgotten that the freedom Capitol Hill provides doesn't include the right to not be offended. You don't like something? Turn it off and go the fuck outside. But it seems like nowadays, all you have to do is breathe funny, and you're at risk of being canceled. Keyboard crusaders rising up from their rallies, emerging from mom's basement. Bunch of dank, murky, incel cellar dwellers talking about pro this and anti that, swooping in at the first sign that there's a hashtag askew, and now they're gonna skewer you too. Is all this normal? Who's to say? But ponder this. What if someone were to think, act, walk, talk, work, play, write, pray, sleep, dream, or fuck differently than you? If you're still normal, why aren't they normal too? Thank you for listening.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan, and I'm going to read a piece that I finished just recently. And this piece basically is, I believe, who and what I am. It's called It's Complicated. A normal me is normally a novelty. My pen nozzle pens novels, and among men, I'm a novel anomaly. My punchlines model Muhammad Ali. I mean, how many can spin a homily with my word economy? The comedy is that they're probably somewhere between an icon and economy. But before you say anon to me, if you study the page anatomy, you'll see it's not even nominally anonymous. It's not a nod to me, it's a nod to us. I take words stuck in monotony and make them monogamous. From the knot in my guts to my esophagus, they present the placenta to pen a script synonymous with my pen name. The hip eponymous flame that came from the jaws that flow like a water horse. My voice is not even a quarter horse. I'm a cross between a thoroughbred and a quarter horse. It's like Henry Thoroughly and taught a course, a thorough-led tour de force. Now you can burrow heads and ignore the force of words. That's like Liu Kang and Luke Cage on Luke's page. But when I come across a loose phrase, it's like I change loose change into loot on the loose leaf. Sometimes I lose sleep trying to lube sheets with lead and ink. But when I lead and ink, it's like I'm scribbling, riddling, mostly fair to middling ever since I was a littling. I've had a flair for scribbling riddles, and whenever I was just piddling and could drop some lyrical skittles in, no one would quibble whenever I slid a little in. Not even a little lid on my pen's fiddling. When I script, I feel like I hit a pitch middle in. Till I'm dead, I'll be meddling with lead. Feels like a metal win. Growing up, it never seemed I met a win. Life seemed so medicine. So I would spin metaphors as my medicine. Then I met a man who said if I meditate on him, I could medicate my sin. He didn't force this metamorphosis or change course because of my melanin. He was a felon in that he stole me from the hell I'm in. Gave me his name, and now I spell amen and wonder what kind of spell I'm under, because frequently when God speaks with me, it's all Greek to me. The Alpha and Omega made me an alpha male over the alphabet. I don't act like an alpha yet, about as calm as an alpha gets. I'm a beta max, like a beta fish, debating which will give you fits like beta testing a bait and switch. He created this. A guy whose creative wit is his greatest gift. Pen drips G-rated scripts born with life C-rated tips, G-rated it. I bleed while every he and she graded it because I feel the need to be great at it. I'm a great addict who ingratiates migrate to migrate my mind to these lines or rewind. I want to integrate to interfere with your inner ear. But my inner fear is that I have sweet nothings to drop in her ear because I'm a sinner who's in arrears. hide inner tears so I can appear as Mr. Logical, worship a God many dismiss as mythological, made a mess of many a miss when I attempted to mix the logical with illogical. And I'd be remiss if I didn't admit that many view many a miss illogical, or admit that the mix of many a miss fits myth or logical. I have mixed with many a misfit, a nitwit who's messed with many a miss that I mess with. It's hard to sit with the thoughts of many misses I tried to fit with. So I try to fit with even a tidbit about the ones I tried to get with. I kissed the lip quick, but wanted more than lipstick. I want to kick it with kismet. I want someone to kiss and have kids with. Someone to watch it with, have a quick wit, and makes my heart beat like a drum kit on Fitbit. Loves my big scriptures and a fixture with scriptures. This mixture will make sure to help rewrite my life, even if it has a bad script. Or if I'm pretty crazy like Brad Pitt on a bad trip. Cryptic to the crypt, to many, I'm a bad fit. Too many bad picks where I had to beat it. I can play that and the bad riff. It's as if I've been inhaling Van Halen, got high on Steve Vai, and got to get a fix from Hendrix. I'm a mix of Prince licks and appendix. A poetic appendix, my appendage is a fender bender like a car crash. My arts slash the scripts of Homer, manuscript owner, riffs like the cliffs of Dover, equipped with quips that smolder from the page's title. Jimmy Page is my idol. If you could take my pen and Jimmy Page's like I do, you drive yourself crazy. I'm a guitar overdrive meets Jay-Z. I'm the tall, sober guy meets crazy. My loose leaf sheet's crazy, but that's what my pen produced. But when I'm introduced formally, you'll see that a normal me is normally a novelty. I know it's odd to see an odyssey through a prodigy's pen progeny, but I trod with God prodding me, and he pardoned me to free the God in me while jotting with the fantasy that while I'm lauding thee, he's applauding me. Plotting that the life allotted me is the lottery you pause to see. The pottery that I long to be belongs to me like an apostrophe followed me. When apostasy made me a broken vessel, God epoxied me when God proxied me approximately 20 centuries ago. And if you don't censure me, you'll know that this is the basis of my life, the voice of the many faces of my life, the choice that brings homeostasis to my life. And no matter how hard the race is through my life, or just how many phrases brand my life, my Christ is my oasis and my life. So this is my life, at least my life so far. My Lord, my lyrics, my love, my guitar. And though it gets hard, I will never get tired of spilling my guts where my gifts are. Sift through my heart and shift bars to where my wrists are, to be not to be a big star, but so this bizarre rock star can see how far this pen gets tomorrow. I want to control verse like Kendrick Lamar, write so my pen lifts the bar over their heads. One of the joys in life is the script flows and hatch my words, while others stand on their tiptoes to catch my words going over their heads. Thank you.
Piece right here is called Fried Chicken Cacciatore. Voices in my head from choices that I dread. Mom's a Rolling Stone and my pops was dead. And the good Lord said he blessed the kid that gets his own bread. Brave of the cage, it was inevitable, I bled. No kids, never wed, never loved, never hugged. Fuck black, fuck white, one love, one blood, all red. One mind, one body, one soul, all fed. One man, one plan, no fam, all dead. One mistake, one lesson. One curse, one blessing. One life, one lesson. Seek wisdom, seek knowledge. Never judge people. There's scholars in prison, there's fools in college.
Hello again. My next poem is called Helplessness. I wrote this because that's the way we felt in 2020. Since COVID-19, the people in the world have felt this helplessness. They had to wear masks, which took away their smile, that through their eyes they knew they were smiling. Helplessness. You feel it when you don't have any control. You cannot pay your bills. You don't have a job. Your health has taken a turn. Many people has lost their life to COVID-19. The sadness that surrounds the world, the tears that have been spilled and missing the life we have to share. Since we have taken it for granted and forgot to embrace our past. You don't know what you have until you lose it. In life, there are lessons to be learned. The bigger picture here is to be kind to one another. Creation of race. It's because the Creator wanted us to be different, so He gave us the gift of languages to speak, but not to hate. Unfortunately, the hatred still continues as the depression that makes us feel the helplessness. Hoping that people that live on this earth from all types of walks of life to realize that life is short. When life pulled that rug from under us, it was like a shock. Don't let your feet get caught on that rug, that when it's pulled from under you, you are not helpless. Take this helpless situation and turn it into knowledge, experience, and give you wisdom ahead. When we all have a second chance to correct all mistakes, we all have a chance to think it over and evaluate. Now, this time around, will you save more money? Control your credit card spending? Will you be kind to your partner, family, friends, plus strangers? Live your life now. Don't have regret to ever relive a sudden storm of helplessness that you cannot forget. Thank you.
I'm Ruben. This next poem I'm going to perform that I actually written is called Black Like Me. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside, study war no more. Looking in the mirror, you're a fine guy, child. So debonair with a radiant style, with sophistication and so much flair. Woo! You would have thought I was Fred Astaire. You see, I danced all night from dusk till dawn, and I popped my collar to the rising sun. Way up yonder, people black like me, living a life so bold and free. I climbed many trees when I was young, and I'm still able to sing my song. From the highest mountain to the valleys low, through the raging rivers to the falling snow. Way up yonder, people black like me, living a life of luxury. Thank you.
Words is so powerful. And that's one of the reasons that drew me to poetry. I started in 2017. And I find that just the right words being put together into a sentence really transcends where I'm at in the moment. I find poetry as a place where I receive healing, as well as, how do I say this? I guess a deeper understanding of the things that I love. One of the topic or words, I guess, that I love is intimacy. And I found myself in an experience where I desired intimacy and I desired to experience it in such a way, but yet my expression of it was like it took a while for me to get there. So this is one of my first poetry that I wrote in 2017. And the title is Journey Through Intimacy. Far from the obvious, but divine. It's the merge of two paths and the intent of harmony in a narrow road. Choosing you over me, but not losing my identity in the process. Bringing the wholeness of who I am, courageous, fearless, bold in tenderness, trusting the sovereignty of the heart in every step we take, intricately woven in the midst of the surface ruggedness. I'm all in to swim in the deep end, head on, fully given, even in the possibility of being misunderstood. Assumption is the place where history vault is the go-to instead of building. Long suffering, not valued, but despised. Familiar scarring are unconsciously awakened. Aware of the gate that tries to wall me up, hiding is convenient, but disconnect. Oblivious to shame and condemnation that are silencing my voice. The poverty of communication on parade. Settling for glorious companion, satisfied with consistent consumption, yet never full. What is my vision? What is my goal? To be unashamed in true nakedness, courageous in the milliseconds of passing commonplaces, quick to capture unrenewed thought, crossing through unrelenting fire, extravagantly generous in charity, aware of the possibility of new pain and hurt, the search for hidden treasure and eternal reward. Yes, I will journey to the other side of communion with you. Communication is the door to vulnerability. Vulnerability is the bedroom for dormant discomfort. Discomfort is the invitation for deeper intimacy. Deeper intimacy is the habitation of love affair at rest, discovering the depths of divinity and self, which are embedded in an intimate friendship, caught up in the bliss of simplicity and delight. At the heart of enjoyment breeds fruit, pleasure, and the fulfillment of promises. The beginning of wisdom is facing the mirror of freedom, two becoming one in spirit, heart, mind, body, and soul, in the bond of peace, faith, and hope, singing psalms over each other. Covenant says, I'm all in for us. We may not always agree, but I will support you in your process. I will guard your heart with mercy, grace, truth, and love. Ears hearing, heart understanding, eyes perceiving. What is our vision? What is our goal? To honor our friendship over challenges, determined to always go home to find our heartbeat, consciously connected to each other, vowed to remember that as times and seasons change, in the beginning, I made a covenant and chose to be one with you. Fighting on my knees and offering my heart to you who knows me and known me, inviting love to cleanse me and walk me through restoration, turning around and acknowledging truth that the master craftsman is smiling at us and still involved in our divine connection, spirit to spirit and heart to heart. A gift of intimate friendship is the invitation to rest in love, finding each other in the depths of our soul for all eternity. At the end of the road, it's not about how narrow it was, but the joy of the destiny that was set before us. More zealous than when we first said yes to journey through intimacy of love. So I say yes, again and again. I will fight beautifully, for I am for you. I Floetry. Thank you.
Hello again, everyone. This poem is called Take One a Day. Modern America needs a panacea, a paracetamol for all, some balm for a burn that can sting for a lifetime if you're the unfortunate one who falls ill. Antibiotics won't ease the infection from the plague of the healthcare system. America needs relief from the crushing, painful burden of a system designed to heal, but hypocritically makes a mockery out of Hippocrates at every turn. First, do no harm has become the one with the highest billing has won. What's the prescription to cure that? Simple. Take one a day. Our healthcare system is beaten broke. Bills, bills, bills to make Beyonce choke. Pill packs and kickbacks, doctors overprescribe but under-advise. Won't take 5 minutes to listen before they send you back to CVS with another script for penicillin. Take one a day. Call me in the morning. Here's a brand new pill that may cause excess yawning. Hospital hallways piled high with beds and bodies. ERs overflow like estuaries spilling into oceans, creating tidal waves of waiting for people who are hopeless, broken, and soon to be broke. The miracle of modern medicine turns a skeptic to a believer. Take one a day, but you may get a fever. Shuffled around like a deck of cards on a Vegas poker table. Go past admitting, talk to billing, then come back, speak with scheduling. No, that's registration. You need testing, that's on the 5th floor, just past accounting. We'll get to you as soon as we can. Fill out these forms. Can I see your card? It's a $50 copay. That wasn't so hard. All this stress for a doctor to say, here, have some pills. Take one a day. He doesn't know if you'll take them or if you won't. Do you need a reminder? No, thanks, I don't. What I need, I can't seem to find. Someone to listen and pay me some mind. But doctors' time is precious, and so they write a script. Take one a day. Let me know if the pain is out of your hip. Meanwhile, sleepless nights spent stressing and guessing about the bills you ain't paying. Drink Red Bulls all day, feeling anxious and wired. Take one a day. These pills make you tired. Here, take one a day. Call me later on. It's easy as pie. It's a piece of cake. This brand new pill may cause a headache. Take one a day. To heal is my mission. Take one a day. You may have blurred vision. Take one a day. I did as directed. Take one a day. Now my spleen is infected. Take one a day. Nausea, fatigue. Take one a day. It's just what you need. Take one a day. Sore throat and dizzy. Take one a day. I'm sorry, sir. The doctor is busy. Once upon a time, if you got sick, doctors would come to your home. Now you talk to your doctor on the screen of your phone. Telemedicine, telehealth, virtual visits on Zoom. That's real convenient when you got to stay in the bathroom. See, that brand new pill for which you should be elated made you tired and achy and yeah, constipated. So he gave me suppositories and said, take one a day. I swallowed them whole, but still nothing, because doctor, I'm too busy, didn't take time to tell me that I wasn't supposed to take them all orally. See, I was using them wrong as it came to pass. I thought he was joking when he said, stick them up your ass. Take one a day is not a poem for the sick, and it's not a poem for the healthy. It's not for the poor. It's not for the wealthy. It's a poem of empowerment for every American who has ever felt marginalized by our healthcare system. It's for anyone who's ever been made to feel like their problems are causing problems for someone else who's in a position to help. You're entitled to what you need, and if the first person you talk to won't listen, then keep going till you find someone who will. Because whatever fight you're fighting, you're not alone. Keep battling, and never, ever give up your freedom of choice to someone who doesn't have your best interests in mind. That's free advice. Take one a day. Thank you.
Supernatural wonder. My life has been stormy with elements pouring. God formed me through parents who bore me during a tsunami. Quarantined to my new mommy and new dad, stripped of potential wealth like a nude had. Parental health through their feuds had fueled and dragged me and the family through typhoons, making me sick like bad Thai food. We're scared that my family would die soon, eyes dripping sad songs like their iTunes. Afraid I would lose my mind soon in this monsoon because my dad would be gone soon. Wondering if it would ever be dawn soon. wondering if it will ever be dawn soon, doubted who I belonged to, but thank God for my dad. He longed to hang on to his family being whipped through tornadoes, constantly squeezed and gripped like we're Play-Doh, poor like we'd made shopping trips, spending Play-Doh, but we'd pray though, and saw God providing during all those lean years. But I didn't see the hurricanes that were hiding during all those lean years. My average days ended with internal fighting during all those mean years. I streamed tears from weather-beaten eyes, and weather-beaten I've looked at my weather-beaten life trying to find the right things to say. And thank God I get to write things to say. My pen lets me write wings to pray. Put no hope in left or right wing today, but in how John Hopkins's verses view the cross. And despite my intense battles, like John Hopkins versus Duke lacrosse, my pen can't stand mute across the blank pages. My thanks rages from my graphite voice. It lets me telegraph my voice straight to the throne room of God. Try catch words that are thrown soon by God. I've hatched and grown lines that have had their tone tuned by God. I've honed plumes and write like I changed in phone booths by God. So my God, I applaud you through words I plod through, and in the process, I laud you for giving me sight despite my flawed view, and for giving me right now, even though I'm odd too. You took me from God who to don't worry, I got you. Even when it seems I forgot you, your forethought knew all about my addictive personality and gave me Christ and my pen to get this afflicted person out of me. And I am plenty grateful for all his blessings that are like 20 cratefuls, and I bet any grateful can see that the words God sends me creates full pieces that I craft. So my craft is really his craft, stronger than any witchcraft, which this so-and-so uses to stitch past to him. Save my sinking ships like we switch rafts. He took his perfect life, spit shined and gift wrapped it for me. So now I spit lines to my lips chaps when it read my life's verses about how sin's vice curses, or vice versa, how life curses if you're enticed by life's vices versus Christ's verses, because he averts crisis. So when we price hearses, we're confident in his price purchase. So when I write, it's quiet worship, calling on God like Nextel to walk with me through my next hell. He's not just some image on a chain, our next hell, but the ruler of this complex realm that he created. A world now far from G-rated, far from the world he stated. It festers in the sin he hated, and here I stand in this land, pen in hand, sedated by how often I'm incorrect, how lives I try to soften, incur wrecks. And when I feel I'm near my coffin, I ink or rest, strive to write out the endorphins my ink arrests. And even when my ink's at rest, my ink attests to God's grace that is new daily. How I play with words like a new dolly, paint with words like a new dolly, and try to spit hot words like I swallowed New Delhi. And though I write them, my words spell me, compel me to describe the images heaped in my head that play hide and seek like Imogen heaps in my lead. My words spied my leak, pried out what's weak. They cried my speak, part pride, part meek. Art cries, heart weeps, eyes start to seep. All God has shown, my pen will chart and keep, then start to creep in my head. Long ago, I've chosen to sleep in my lead, use my ink like it's bread, take a drink and be fed. But to be filled by my God, I must be in sync to be led. My instinct I must shed. And I think that he said that I must think what he said. Use my ink and my lead, not as a shrink or my meds, but to elevate Christ, because in a blink, I'll be dead. Thank you.
Hello. That is our showcase for this evening. Thank you so much for spending your time with us, allowing us to share our thoughts and our words with you. In closing, I would like to say this. This is my thought. The last few years have been pretty rough between dysfunctional government, the pandemic, and a major rise in violent crimes against people. These things take a toll on the human psyche, and it is very important for you to express how you feel. Do not run and pretend as if things are okay if they are not. Have the hard conversation. If you do not have a safe space to speak your mind, create a safe space. I would like to thank all the soul poets for showing up and showing out. I do appreciate and value all of you. If you would like to join our community of soul poets, connect with us on meetup.com/soul poetry. Thank you again for spending this evening with us, and I trust and hope that you enjoy. Abraham, I am.